The nation woke up in disbelief today as breaking news confirmed what many had only whispered about for months. A former ANC minister has officially been arrested, taken into custody by the Hawks in connection with the multi-million rand fraud and corruption scandal that has shaken the foundations of South African politics. This is not just another political story. This is a bombshell that exposes the dark underbelly of power, money, and betrayal inside the corridors of government. Stick around till the end because what investigators found and who else could be next will leave you speechless. At around 5:30 a.m., residents of a quiet upscale Johannesburg neighborhood were startled awake by flashing blue lights and the sound of car doors slamming. Within minutes, officers from the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, better known as the Hawks, surrounded the lavish home of the former ANC cabinet minister, whose identity has not yet been officially released. According to eyewitnesses, the arrest was swift and intense. Officers entered the property with a warrant in hand and escorted the former minister out in handcuffs. The operation lasted over 3 hours with investigators loading boxes of evidence, computers, and financial records into police vehicles. One witness said, "We've seen politicians come and go, but this time it felt different, like something big is about to break." Sources close to the investigation have revealed shocking details about the case. The former minister allegedly played a central role in diverting public funds meant for infrastructure projects, including schools, housing developments, and municipal improvements into private offshore accounts. Preliminary reports suggest that the total amount of money involved could exceed a 200 million funneled through a network of shell companies, fake consultants, and fraudulent tenders over a span of several years. Investigators believe the minister worked in collaboration with several business partners and political insiders, individuals who are now also under scrutiny. Documents seized during the raid reportedly include bank statements, foreign transaction records, and a list of numbered accounts linked to the Caribbean and Dubai. A source within the Hawks described the operation as the tip of the iceberg, hinting that more arrests could be imminent as the investigation unfolds. The news of the arrest has sent shockwaves through the ANC's top ranks. High-level emergency meetings were reportedly called at Latuli House just hours after the story broke as party leaders scrambled to manage the political fallout. Insiders say the atmosphere was tense, with senior members fearing that this scandal could open a floodgate of new investigations and potentially expose others who are connected to similar schemes. One party official speaking anonymously admitted, "There's panic inside. No one knows who the Hawks will go after next. People are deleting messages, hiding documents, and calling their lawyers." The ANC's official spokesperson released a brief statement late in the afternoon saying, "We are aware of the ongoing investigation." The ANC reaffirms its commitment to transparency and accountability. The law must take its course. But to many South Africans, those words ring hollow. Years of corruption scandals have eroded public trust, and this latest arrest might be the breaking point for citizens demanding real justice. Social media has erupted in response to the shocking arrest. Hashtags like #honorist and #corruptionexposed have dominated Twitter and Facebook, with thousands of users expressing a mix of outrage and satisfaction that accountability might finally be coming. One viral post read, "They steal millions while people can't afford electricity or food. Enough is enough. They must all go down." Across communities, the sentiment is the same. South Africans are tired of leaders who preach service but live in luxury at the expense of the nation. Political analysts say this arrest could mark a turning point, a moment where corruption within the ruling elite finally meets its reckoning. But they also warn that much depends on whether the justice system follows through or whether this becomes another forgotten scandal swept under the political rug. The former minister is expected to appear before a magistrate court within the next 48 hours, facing charges of fraud, money laundering, and abuse of public office. Prosecutors are reportedly preparing to oppose bail, citing the risk of tampering with evidence of fleeing the country. Meanwhile, the Hulks have confirmed that several more high-profile arrests are expected in the coming weeks as they pursue connected individuals, including business associates and possibly current members of parliament. A senior investigator told reporters, "This isn't a one-person operation. We are dealing with an entire network, one that's been bleeding this country dry for years." If convicted, the former minister could face up to 25 years in prison, marking one of the most severe corruption convictions in South Africa's democratic history. For years, South Africans have watched corruption erode every level of government, from municipalities to national departments. But this arrest could signal a new era of accountability. Citizens are calling for full transparency, demanding that the government release all the names tied to the investigation and ensure that the stolen money is recovered and returned to the public. For President Cyril Ramaphosa, this case could also pose a serious political test. With elections on the horizon and the ANC's reputation already hanging by a thread, his administration can no longer afford to appear soft on corruption. If this scandal expands and more ministers are implicated, it could shake the party's foundation, possibly triggering resignations or even leadership challenges within the ANC itself. And that's where the story stands for now, but it's far from over. New details are expected to surface as investigators dig deeper into this web of fraud and deceit. So, if you want to stay ahead of the truth and know who's next, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding national shocker. Because what's coming next could change South Africa forever.